Hey you guys, it's Anthony. I hope you're all doing well and thank you so much for coming on back to my channel. Good morning, good afternoon, whenever you are watching this. Today we are going to wrap up my Behind the Lyrics series with the final song on my debut EP Genesis titled Revelation. So if you want to get the behind the scenes scoop on that, then just stay tuned. I hope you guys are doing well today. I am really excited to talk about this track because this is the track that for me kind of brought everything together. When I wrote this track and recorded this track, I knew that the whole EP was done. I knew that the final message that I wanted to leave everybody with was kind of the whole heart and the integrity of the record, and I knew that that was going to be the final track, and it was also going to help me segue into future albums, into future music. And what's funny about this track is I actually use this as the track to kind of tell everybody about my music. I literally, for all the people who I was scared to get their opinion, whether I thought that I knew they were going to be so honest with me and I was scared what they were going to say, or mainly like my family who I was really scared to tell. Like when I told my parents, I literally just sent them this song and was like, let me know what you think. Didn't tell anybody it was me, didn't tell anybody I wrote it. And you know, most people didn't think it was me. They didn't link it to my voice because I guess in a way it doesn't sound like me, but I do feel like if you focus on it, you would realize that it does kind of sound like me. And most people were like, that's nice, but you know, what is it? Or what are you trying to say? And then when I told them it was me, they were like, what? But the sentiment of this song, I think basically tells people exactly what I was feeling at this time. And this is sort of like a throw everything off the table, like wipe my hands clean, this is how I feel, either accept it or not type of track. And I hope that people can apply it to many of their different life situations. So let's just dive into the lyrics and I will talk a little bit further about that. So I actually wrote this song 3 times. I wrote it, this version, which I consider version 2. I wrote another version before this that was an actual song that I just, for some reason, I just wasn't vibing with the rhythm of it. And then before that, I had written it as a poem. And a lot of the times during my songwriting process, I will write an entire poem with no melody whatsoever. And then when I get an idea for a melody, I will take portions of the poem and just sort of modify them, whether that means adding words, taking out words, breaking that up, you know, using one portion of it as the verse, using one portion of it as the bridge, and so on. So this actually did start as a poem, which a lot of my songs do, and then I just kind of transpose it and make it into a song. But I did write this 3 times, and the version that's actually on the EP is the final version, which is very different from the other. So verse 1 says, done a lot of things I can't undo, done a lot of things I wanted to, but there's still so much to prove to you. Judgment Day's always on my mind. And I think that that really opens it up in a very engaging platform because a lot of people can relate to that. I think a lot of people, you know, everybody's always saying, been there, done that, you know, wish I could change that, but I can't. And it's basically me just owning up to the fact that I've made a lot of choices in my life. There's a lot of things that I can't undo, and there's a lot of things I've done that I wanted to and maybe wish that I could undo, but I can't because that's life and you live and you learn and you move on. But there's still so much to prove to you. Judgment Day is always on my mind. And I really wrote this as, like I said, an open letter to all of my friends and family, basically looking for acceptance with this new career choice, acceptance with this new journey. And basically me saying that I lay my head down on the pillow every single night, scared about what people are going to say. And when I did finally tell so many people about this, everybody was like, why were you so scared? You made such a big deal about it. Like, you texted me in such a panic, and I thought you were going to say, oh my God, your family's died, this, that, or the other. And they were like, you were just telling me that you write music. That's so cool. And I was like, yeah, but it's not that, because I could easily say that to somebody and they could be like, oh, that's cool. You're going to do it as a side hobby, right? That's why I was scared, because I was telling people, no, we ain't doing this as a side hobby. I am fully pursuing this, and we're throwing away the last 23 years. So that's why it says Judgment Day is always on my mind, because I literally felt every single day just scared of judgment and scared where people were going to react. And also I use the word Judgment Day because the title track of this is Revelation, which I specifically named Revelation because Genesis, the title track of the album, is the first book of the Bible, and Revelation is the last book of the Bible. So it's supposed to come full circle, and Revelation is about a lot of people perceive it as being, you know, the end of the world, the end of time. And we see a little bit more of a judgmental and like a ravenous type of God. So I use that as symbolism, as, you know, everything coming to a head in my life. And it could either go two ways. It could either be great or it could feel like the end of everything for me. So that's why I decided to name this song Revelation. Then it says, visions of the future feed my soul, but nightmares of the past burn like coal. Smoke blurs the present, hides my control. Release me, I'm done doing time. I love those 4 lyrics right there. It's basically saying that all of my visions of the future and everything that I could see, which is really a testament to how important it is to trust your gut. If you can see that light at the end of the tunnel, who cares if nobody else can see it? If you see it and you're passionate about it and that's gonna get you up in the morning every day and that's going to drive you, then that's what's gonna continue to feed you, and that's what's gonna get you past everybody who says that you're not gonna get there. If you see it, you're gonna make it happen because it's your eyes, it's your gut. You really just, there's so many things in life that I've learned, your gut is right 99.9% of the time. And even if you didn't go with your gut, I think you can look back and realize that you felt a certain type of way. You just, instinct is a really powerful thing, and to trust that and to be able to look within yourself and to be able to reflect and really do an examination of conscience, you definitely have to go with your gut. So it's saying the visions that I would see in the future of all of this coming to a head and success and me doing this for the rest of my life and finding this really, really fulfilling is what fed my soul. But nightmares of the past, everything that sort of held me back, my fear of judgment, my fear of change, my fear of pursuing something new, it's what held me back. It's what burns like coal, and the smoke that comes of that. When you have a really, really bad fire, the smoke and the ash and all of that, the soot, it remains and it really tarnishes your life. So I use that as symbolism, as the smoke remaining, the smoke throwing the wool over my eyes and hiding my control and not letting me do exactly what I want to do. And me saying, release me, I'm done doing this, not doing this no more. Then we go into the pre-chorus, which says, I don't ask for much, it's true, but I need your support as I reveal to you what makes my heart beat, what gets me through, what excites me, ignites me, this cannot be subdued. And that really is for everybody who really knows me, all of my friends, all of my family, everybody who I'm in close relationships with. I'm kind of a reserved person. I keep to myself. I do my own thing. I feel like I've worked for everything that I have. I don't rely on people. I'm a very independent person. And that's me saying, I don't ask for much in my life. I don't need people there for me all the time. I'm never looking for sympathy. I'm never looking for pity. I never do something for somebody else's opinion. But it's a moment where I'm really expressing my vulnerability and say, hey, in the past 24 years of me being your friend or me being your son or me being your brother or whatever it is, the relationship to me, I may have not needed you, but I need you right now. And I need you to realize the severity of this and drop what you're doing and support me. If you really love me and you've been there for me, then I need your support, and just trust me that this is all going to work out, and just kind of put your hand on my back and say, I got you 100%, whatever road you want to go down, I got you. And that's what this song was really pleading for. So I don't think that needs much more of an explanation, but for me to admit that, that was pretty big for me, because I don't really feel like I ever need people in my life. Like, I feel like I can figure out situations 99.9% of the time on my own. I'm very independent. But this was saying, I'm not going to get through this if I don't feel at least a little bit of your support. So just tell me everything's going to be okay. I don't even know the last time I felt like this. I've entered a state, boundaries are laced with bliss. And I promise you that down the line, we gonna reminisce about this very risk. It's basically me saying to everybody, you might not see what I see. You might not see my vision. I'm looking at this as something that's going to fulfill me for the rest of the life and continue to make me happy. But you might be looking at this as like, oh my God, he's throwing away everything he knows. He's going to be a starving artist. Who knows if he's ever going to make anything from this? He might never make any money. He's going to be living at home forever. All the negatives, the pros, the cons versus the pros. And this is basically me just saying, I don't care about any of that, because I've entered this new enlightened state where even if I have not achieved success, just me working towards success that I know is going to fulfill me for the rest of my life is worth it over me working towards something that I know is not going to excite me for the rest of my life and is not going to make me happy to wake up every day and want to pursue that. And that's why I feel like this song is so important and so applicable to so many different people. I feel like I'm giving a TED Talk right now. but you have to find what's going to get you up out of bed every day. And even if you're not there, it's not too late. I mean, my dad discovered what he was going to do a little bit later in his life, and his schooling and everything was a little bit more delayed, but he figured it out. My mom was in criminal justice as a paralegal for like 25, 26 years, and then she totally threw that out the window and was like, I want to do something that's going to make me happy. I want to work with animals. And it's not always about the amount of money that you're going to make. It's about what, you can feel rich in life in ways other than monetary value. And that's really what this is all about. I knew that this was gonna, even just if I can make a career out of just getting up and writing songs every day, or however I can take this creative process and manifest a career out of that, that to me is important. And if that starts off with me really struggling and me singing in nightclubs and at rundown bars just to sort of get the word out there, that's the level that I'm trying to get myself to. So that's what this is all saying. And it's saying that these boundaries that I'm facing, even though it's really hard to get over these boundaries, they are laced with bliss, and I'm enjoying every second of it. Because even if it's a struggle, I just know in my gut it's gonna pay off. And that's why it's important to trust your gut. And the chorus says, just take my hand, help me take the stand. Trust me, this is much different than what I had planned. Please wipe my tears, extinguish my fears, open your arms and hold my revelation. So whether you need to use this song as somebody like me who's using this as ammo for a career change, if you're somebody who maybe feels like you need to get out of a relationship, you need to get out of a marriage, you need to whatever. If you're somebody who feels like they want to apply this to their personal life in terms of coming out and their sexuality, this song has so many different ways that you can apply it to your life. And that's why I write these specifically to be personal to my story, but generalized enough that you can apply it to your story. And like I said, this is just saying, trust me, this is not what I had planned. This is not ideal for me. This freaks me out as much as it freaks you out, but just trust me, take my hand, wipe my tears, hold my fears, and let me pursue this. Then verse 2, this is another one of my favorite lines in the song, says, there are those that have a dream, and on the other hand, there are those that just exist. Both voices inside me scream, break free now, break free. That sums up exactly how I felt the past couple years. Having a dream and pursuing a dream are two very different things. And pursuing a dream is a lot harder than having a dream. Having a dream is hard too, because to get the courage to pursue it is the hardest part. But, I feel like I've had so many things in my life that have been dreams that I feel like would make me happy. But when I woke up and knew that I had to drop everything and really pursue this, that's when I knew that, wow, this is like a real tangible dream, and I wouldn't be making something out of this if I didn't want to. And the fact that I'm going through the struggle to do this must mean I really want to do it. And on the other hand, I could just exist and say, I have a dream and not tell anybody about it and just let it sit in the back of my head for the rest of my life. And essentially that's what I did for a couple of years while I was just tossing and turning and figuring out what to do and just telling myself, no, I'll get into med school. No, I'll power through, 4 years of curriculum and 2 years of residency and a year of internship and a potential fellowship, and I'll just be fine. And I'll throw all this money into it, and then eventually I'll make lots of money and everybody can tell me, this is my friend, he's a doctor. This is my son, he's a doctor, and everybody will be happy-go-lucky. But none of that meant anything at the end of the day. So that's what that is really saying. Then it says, no, it's not the end. Eyes closed, hands crossed. Lord, I will not pretend to be someone I'm not, that I won't recommend, and I did not intend to hurt you. And that line specifically is to my closest friends and family, me saying, this choice was not meant to hurt anybody. And it shouldn't hurt anybody if they really do care about me and trust me. I feel like I'm somebody who always has had a really good head on my shoulders. I've always had a very clear vision of what my future was going to be, which now that's changing. But I do feel like I regrouped pretty quickly. And I feel like I'm doing this. You see people all the time on like Dr. Phil and stuff who, they have a dream and they think that they're the best dancer in the world, the best singer in the world. They want to be an Instagram influencer. I don't judge anybody for whatever they want their career they want to be. But a lot of these people are doing it, not working off of their parents' money, stealing, whatever they have to do to make that happen. And I feel like I very quickly regrouped, realized that I'm probably going to be living paycheck to paycheck for a very, very long time, but I'm doing it to finance my dream, so it's worth it. I had a second job for a long period of time and was working 70 to 80 hours a week. I'm not doing that right now, which is why I'm taking this second record a little bit more slowly. But if I feel like I need more income to make it happen and to create it at the professional level that I want to, then I'll work a second job. I'll do whatever I have to do to finance it. But it's basically me saying, I did not intend to hurt anybody, but trust me, I have a good head on my shoulders, eyes closed, hands crossed in prayer. I'm not pretending to be who I'm not anymore, and we're gonna do this. I know this is a change, but put yourself in my shoes. I only have one life. That means I'm gonna choose what makes me happy. I will not hit snooze. I'm not hitting the snooze button anymore on what makes me happy. I have one life, and whether I'm on this side of the universe or on the other side of the universe, wherever I am, heaven, hell, wherever I end up, I want to be able to look back on it and know I lived it to the fullest, and be able to have a story to tell people that's going to encourage people who are in a similar position where they feel stuck in purgatory, plug, and feel like they can't get over the other side of the hump and can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, to trust their gut and just do it. And you might get a lot more support than you thought. I got way more support from my friends and family than I thought I was ever going to get. And, I still do face a little bit of backlash every now and then. Certain family members who maybe just don't understand, or who are older and are just worried about my security and where I'm gonna get, but just power through. Going back into the pre-chorus, I don't ask for much, it's true, but what I need is your support as I reveal to you what makes my heart beat, what gets me through, what excites me, ignites me. This can't be subdued. Just take my hand, help me take the stand. Trust me, this is much different than I had planned. Please wipe my tears, extinguish my fears, open your arms and hold my revelation. And this was my revelation to everybody. Interpret it as what you want, apply it to your life in whatever way you want to. But for me, it was about this career change. And it was something that when I was coming home from work every single day, and everybody was saying to me, did you apply to school? Did you hear back from schools? Did you figure out what you're gonna do? You really need to get your life together. Your 24 time is ticking, yada, yada, yada. Like, every one of those was like a jab to me. And I would just lay down every night and be like, I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure this out. And the answer was right in front of me. So that, like I said, the power of your gut, the power of intellect, courage, getting to that point where you feel like you have the confidence and the courage and the clarity to power through. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that's my sentiment to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the behind the lyrics on this one. I've been really looking forward to share this with you. And that actually brings us to the end of our behind the lyrics series, because I didn't end up doing Coronation Day just because that's a super fun, confident, cocky type of song, but it's more just like me making fun references in that song. It's important, like it still helps the storyline of the record, but it's nothing that I need to super, super personal that I feel like I need to explain the behind the story of that. So something that I really haven't done on this channel that I want to start to get into slowly a little bit as time goes on is me doing covers or stripped down versions of my song, whether they be acoustic or acapella or what have you. Just so you guys can hear a little bit of my voice and link it to the message behind this. If me doing the behind the lyrics and actually explaining the lyrics didn't move you, maybe I can move you just by singing it so that you can hear the raw emotion of the song. Because I know we all have different things that trigger us with music. For me, sometimes I might not relate to the lyrics, but the production is so moving that it can really bring you to like an emotional state. And sometimes you might not really, the production might be super, super minimalist, but the emotion and the rawness, that the way that they sing, the tone that they're using, you can feel like every breath, every note, every climax, every descent of that song. And sometimes that's what moves you. So I thought that I would do an a cappella version of this song for you guys, just so you can hear it. And, for anybody who says that, maybe they didn't think I had the chops to sing this song, and that they think that, the studio version is going to be very different from the live version whenever I start doing live performances, I hope that this will be a testament that they're pretty similar. So I'm going to do a little a cappella version of Revelation. Done a lot of things I can't undo. Done a lot of things I wanted to. But there's still so much to prove to you. Judgment is always on my mind. Visions of the future feed my soul. But nightmares of the past burn like coal. Smoke blurs the present, hides my control. Release me, now I'm done doing time. I don't ask for much. It's true, but I need your support as I reveal to you what makes my heart beat, gets me through. What excites me, ignites me, this can't be subdued. I don't even know the last time I felt like this. I've entered a state boundaries are laced with bliss, and I promise you that down the line we're gonna reminisce about this very risk. Just take my hand, help me take this stand. I can promise you this is not what I had planned. Please wipe my tears, extinguish my fears. Open your arms and hold my revelation. There are those that have a dream, and on the other hand, there are those that just exist. Both voices inside me scream, break free now, break free. No, it's not the end. Hands crossed, eyes closed, Lord, I will not pretend to be someone I'm not, that I won't recommend. And I did not intend to hurt you. Now, no, this is a change, but put yourself in my shoes. I only have one life, that means I'm gonna choose what makes me happy. Now will not hit snooze. I don't ask for much, it's true, but I need your support as I reveal to you what makes my heart beat, gets me through. What excites me, ignites me, this can't be subdued. Take my hand, wipe my tears, my revelation. Open your arms and hold my revelation. Thank you guys so much for watching.